you need to know.
There's an internet service that's faster and better than cable, faster and better than wireless, and it's coming to Clinton. Connexus is building a fiber internet network in Clinton with service available later this year. Get local, reliable, affordable, and speed of light fiber internet service from Connexus for just $45 a month for 1 gig speed your first year and $65 a month thereafter. Get yourself on the install list for gig fiber internet in Clinton by clicking the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com. Fiber internet is coming to Clinton. Get on the install list now.
News time is 8 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Monday. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded local newscast. We stream to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. The Blue Ridge soccer program just completed its 5th year of participation at the Apple and Pork Festival in Clinton. Coach John Flanell says it's a great opportunity for the program to fundraise for things like field maintenance and supplies they need for the program.
Everything's great. You know, this is, I think, our 5th year doing this, and we love doing it. You know, we love bringing the kids out here, being part of the community, and just helping out. They reached out one year and asked if we wanted to help, and, you know, we've been part of it ever since. As far as, you know, the money raised, it buys our uniforms, it helps take care of our field, you know, whatever, any supplies that we need, and that's what the money goes for.
Coach Flanell says the work of a couple of days at the festival goes a long way for the program. He requires all his players participate at some point of the 2-day festival.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been very, very fortunate to be involved with this. Honestly, it's something that's we make a requirement of our players. You know, we understand that they're involved in other extracurriculars and that sort of thing, but at the same time, we want to make sure that they're involved with this because we want them to see what this means to the county, and they have fun with this as well. So
the Blue Ridge soccer team is a pretty young group this year. Coach Flanell says he has great buy-in from those young players. He also notes they're seeing much more participation in soccer this year.
We're struggling on the win category, but you know what? We're having fun, getting better participation than what we've had in the years past. It's probably been a good 4 or 5 years since we had this size of a team. We actually had 8 freshmen come out this year unexpectedly, so it's been a nice benefit. You know, we've been able to rotate players and not just play 11 at all times. You know, we're rotating kids through, getting them some rest time, that sort of thing. Hopefully we continue to build on the program and can get back to where we have a JV program. There's been a bit of a lull, and it's really been over the last 4 or 5 years that we've seen numbers slowly decreasing. But again, we bounced back this year and hope that we're seeing more participation at the younger grades. So hopefully that carries over into high school.
It's Regionals week for the soccer team. They'll play Cornerstone Christian Academy this afternoon in Bloomington in a regional quarterfinal matchup. As we get deeper into October, it is unsurprising things will cool off, but as El Nino continues to develop in the Pacific, it may not cool as quickly as normal. John Bumgardner at the National Weather Service in Lincoln tells Regional Radio the next few weeks are trending pretty normal for temperatures with some precipitation in the forecast.
Yeah, there is a slight signal, however, for a ridge of high pressure to eventually build into the western U.S. A lot of uncertainty as to how significant that will be and how long it'll take to build in, but high pressure favors dry and warm conditions, and that will be slowly spreading east and into our area. If I look at days 8 to 14 from the Climate Prediction Center, they are forecasting near normal temperatures here, perhaps just a slight lean in the probabilities towards above normal. And then if I look at the 3 to 4 week outlook, we have equal chances of above normal, perhaps leaning above in the Northeast U.S. and the Great Lakes. Average highs right now are in the low 70s. However, by the end of October, those drop into the middle 60s.
According to Bumgardner, you'll see the transition to the traditional cooler temperatures later in October when things become more windy.
Really, later part of October going into November is where we really have the transition. And that's when you'll probably notice it becoming a lot more windy around here. October, we normally average anywhere from 2 to 3.5 inches of rain. And at this point, the Climate Prediction Center is suggesting there's a slight lean in the probabilities towards below normal. And what I mean by that is, there's 3 categories. One is below normal, one's near normal, and then the other's above normal. And so there should be, a 33% chance of each one, roughly. What the Climate Prediction Center does in these outlooks is they'll say if the chance is going to be equal of all 3 categories, or if there's a slightly higher chance of one category. So right now, the state of Illinois, most of it is in the 33 to 40% range probability for below normal. And there's a section of it that's in the 40 to 50% probability range. And then the chance of near normal and the chance of above normal both decrease by just a little bit.
A record El Nino could be developing. Baumgartner says it's almost certain El Nino will have an impact on the winter in Illinois and the Midwest.
The Climate Prediction Center has forecasted an El Nino this year. In fact, El Nino conditions are beginning already, and there's a 95% chance that those will continue through March of 2024. And in fact, there is a 70% chance of a strong El Nino and even a 30% chance that this one will be near record levels. Essentially what El Nino is it is a sea surface temperature anomaly in the equatorial region west of northern South America. And El Nino means temperatures are projected to be above normal. So it's a positive temperature anomaly there. And essentially what that does is it pushes the jet stream a little further north, which often means the Midwest and Great Lakes regions are drier than normal and experience above normal temperatures through the winter.
We'll hear more from Baumgartner on how El Nino could impact the winter later this week on Regional Radio. Children of disabled, retired, or deceased workers can receive monthly Social Security benefits until age 18, and those benefits can actually continue until age 19 if your child is still a full-time high school student. Jack Myers with Social Security indicates if your high school student receives monthly Social Security benefits as a child and is turning 18 this school year, they need to take action to prevent a stoppage of those benefits.
Yeah, so there are a couple things, as we're kind of in full swing here now in the school year. One thing that I wanted to talk about was for, benefits for students. So, there's a possibility that a child of a disabled or retired or deceased worker can receive monthly benefits as the child of that individual, if that individual paid into Social Security. And those children can get benefits until they turn 18. But there's also a chance that those benefits can continue until age 19 if the child is still a full-time high school student. And so if they're going to be turning 18 this year and they're getting benefits on the record of a parent, it's important that there's something that they have to do in order for those benefits to continue up until age 19 or until they're no longer a full-time high school student, whichever comes first.
They should receive a Form SSA 1372 in the mail, but if they do not, they can get it at the Social Security website, ssa.gov. Myers says complete page 2 and take page 3 to a school official for certification.
And Seth, what they need to do to keep those benefits is complete a form, and there's, of course, a form number. It's an SSA 1372. Now, typically, they would get this in the mail, so it should have come to them, several months before their 18th birthday. But if you've misplaced that, if you're not sure you've gotten it, you can also get a replacement on our website. So if you go to ssa.gov, in the forms section, you'll find that 1372. Basically, what needs to be done is your student needs to fill out page 2, which is just information about their school year and when it's going to end and that kind of stuff. And then they take page 3 to the school and have somebody at the school sign that to certify it. And then it can be faxed, mailed, or dropped off at a local Social Security office. And that way, like I said, their benefits don't stop at age 18. They continue up until age 19 or when they're no longer a full-time student. And again, that's a Form 1372, and that's for the extension of those benefits that they're already receiving, but would potentially end at age 18 and don't have to if they're full-time high school students.
And again, that website is ssa.gov. News streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Beacon Insurance agent in